Britain's rental market is at breaking point.
Give me home.
Please.
With not enough homes to go round, soaring rents,
Oh my God.
squalid, overcrowded conditions,
Little swines.
landlords pushed to their limits.
They're crooks, they're running a scam.
When am I going to get my money?
At the hands of bad tenants.
We're just trying to see when you're leaving our property.
Carnage, utter carnage.
It's a full room. Hang on a minute, lad, who are you? I've got a situation. I need police assistance.
This is Nightmare Tenants, Slum Landlords.
Go, man! Go! Go!
In this episode,
Sheriff's office!
we catch up with some of our most extreme stories.
Time to go, please. Let's go.
Give me 10 minutes! 10 minutes!
He's losing it. You should be apologising to the community.
God.
To find out what happens
Lock
next
the toilet up before we go, eh? Just to be nasty.
Hello, man!
and discover the lessons learned by both landlord and tenant.
Oh, wow.
Very nice.
The number of private landlords in the UK has fallen to a 7-year low, with nearly 250,000 quitting the game altogether in the past 2 years. For many, it's bad tenants that are the final straw. Landlord Paul Bloom has rented out his property here in Hamstead, one of the most desirable neighbourhoods in London, without a problem for 12 years. 8 months ago, all that changed when he began getting complaints from neighbours about his latest tenant.
I said to the guy, you've got to keep noise down, otherwise, you're just breaking every rule and every clause in the contract. My tenant said, if you don't stop ringing my door buzzer, I'm going to come round and teach you a lesson. And then I got a text saying, well, I'm not paying the rent. He actually told me he wasn't paying the rent.
It's now been nearly 6 months since the tenant last paid the rent, and Paul is owed over £9,000.
I live literally 2 roads away from this, and I have to drive past on a daily basis. And it was just winding me up, making my blood boil. I was getting proper stressed by it.
A week ago, he won an eviction order at court, and he asked his football pal, Paul Champlina from Landlord Action, to hand-deliver the notice.
What's going on? Paul had lived at the property, and of course he knew all the neighbours, so he was getting it in the ear from all the neighbours about the complaints and the antisocial behaviour. So I knew that it could be quite fractious, and I knew that the first meeting could be lively. Let's just say that. You need to get the property back, and we need to try and recoup your losses. OK, let's go and do this, Paul. Have you got the keys, haven't you? OK.
The court order gives and his family 2 weeks to leave the property.
You're quite jittery. You don't know what reaction you're going to get. Hello? Hi.
Yeah.
This is the letter from Paul. He got a possession order last week. You have to be out of the property by the 25th of July. Okay. Are you going to be leaving then?
No, I am.
He's owed almost £10,000 in rent.
I am waiting for the court.
Which mean you're waiting for the court? We've been to court last week.
Later for court.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay, but this is the letter explaining what happened at court last week.
Yeah.
Okay, so take the letter.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
He hasn't had any rent for months. Okay. Doesn't want to talk. Okay. I was happy you took the letter, and I thought that was it, and I'll just be on my way. Going now, okay?
Sit down. Come in, please. No.
The police, call the police.
Is this stopping me? Yo, where letter for court? Where?
The letter's gonna come. And then he really kicked off.
Go out!
We're going now.
Go!
We're going now.
No touch my door! Go, man! Go! 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 Go!
We'll call the police. We'll call the police. Call the police.
He just went ballistic and came straight for us. I mean, it was nuts. I mean, it was, for me, I was feeling like, this guy, like, I've got to get out of my own flat, like, run down the stairs. It was nuts. It was terrifying.
I've got policeman.
And that's what, that is what you're dealing with.
Eviction lawyer Chris Sharpe has an unusual case on his hands.
I'll be honest, this is a first for me in terms of squatters at a church.
3 months ago, 2 Ghanaian ministers, Reverend Sarpong and Ibrahim Farouk, leased an empty 18th century church in the heart of Liverpool to launch a ministry and community centre. But after finding out squatters have taken over the building, they called in eviction lawyer Chris Sharpe from Landlord Group for help.
My client wants them out because they're setting up a ministry and they can't because these guys are in there. We've been told that there could be quite a few people, but they're showing no signs of wanting to leave. It's a big old place.
Chris needs to serve the notice in person.
Fantastic. Looks like they've padlocked the gates. 8-foot fence, padlock gate. Don't make it easy for you. I said about 8 foot. I think you underestimated it. That's not opening. What I'm thinking is I'm going to try and get onto this land. It might be slightly easier to access that fence. In. We have to put these people on notice that we're taking proceedings to get them out. So making these signs visible puts them on notice that we are here to notify them that there's a court hearing coming up. Changes in the law over the last few years has meant that squatting a residential property is now illegal. It's far less problematic if they go for an empty commercial unit, a factory, a corner shop, or a church. Right, I'll give it a knock. This place is a big old church. You could just make out silhouettes at the back. Hello? Hi. I'm here on behalf of the ministry who's taken over this property. All my client wants to know is how long you're staying for. You're staying indefinitely? I'm being told I'm being incredibly rude. All we want to do is give you these notices and then we'll be on our way. OK, what I'll do, I'll hand them through, OK? There you go. OK? I'll leave that with you anyway. OK, thank you. They were saying something about they've got a legal right to be in there. No, they haven't. Absolute nonsense. They're unlawfully occupying. They are trespassers, squatters. Cut it however way you want to. They are not meant to be in there, and they have got no legal right to be in there, no matter what they say.
We currently have occupation of the building. We have the legal standing to be in this grounds. You haven't given us any proper notice. You haven't been invited into the property.
Whatever arguments they have, well, the correct forum is in court next week. So we'll wait till next week and let's see which way it goes.
Chris and the ministers will now have to take their case to court. They can only hope the judge rules in their favour.
Definitely in there.
Next.
No leaving here this morning. Simple as that.
In London.
Get your hands off me now.
He's losing it. He's getting aggressive.
And in Liverpool.
They were trying to say they have rights to occupy the property.
It's been 5 days since lawyer Chris Sharpe served notice to squatters who've taken over a Liverpool church. Today, he's on his way to court, hoping to win a possession order.
You know, this is important to my clients because, you know, they're wanting to introduce this church back into the community, and by these guys who are in there, you know, pulling down the shutters and barricading themselves in, they're basically giving to the community. It's simply unacceptable. We will get our property back. We absolutely will get those people out of there.
Waiting for Chris are Reverend Sarpong and Ibrahim Farouk.
Morning, Reverend. How are you doing?
Their ambition is to launch their ministry and a community centre in the church, but so far they haven't even been able to set foot inside.
So I try to enter into dialogue with them, but they turn around like, you are not supposed to be here, you are trespassing.
They were trying to say they have rights to occupy the property.
I don't know if the guys who were in the property will be turning up today. They did make it clear to us, though, when I served the papers, that they had no intentions of leaving and they wanted to stay as long as they could. There's no such thing as squatters' rights. Simple as that. There are hurdles that a landlord has to go through, but when somebody breaks in or somebody takes occupation of a property that does not belong to them, they do not have any rights per se at that point.
It's so frustrating because most of our projects help people on the streets.
Yes.
Is giving out warm clothes,
yes,
jackets, blankets, including cups of tea.
Yes.
And our intention was to open up a cafe within the building so that many people can come.
Well, look, let's try and at least secure the order for possession. Okay, let's go then, guys. Cheers.
Chris presents his case to the judge. So do the squatters, who were able to delay the eviction on a technicality.
It would appear that the defendants who turned up were claiming that because this is an old building, that there's an issue with the address. So what the judge has asked is that just for further clarification as to the actual address. So hopefully, it'll be a few more days and we'll get that rectified. The Reverends are lovely people, and they were a little bit, how can you, probably shell-shocked that this was happening to them.
It's so frustrating because we have plans, you know, and all this, it's really become a, what do I say, a bit difficult for us.
All that happens in these cases is it just delays the inevitable. But it made the Reverends' resolve even stronger. And it was then just a ticking clock. They were going to get evicted.
It's been 3 weeks since Paul Bloom's tenant chased him out of his property. This morning, he and Paul Champlina are heading to evict him.
Morning, Paul.
How are you?
Yeah, glad this is finally here, yeah.
How you feeling?
Yeah, a little bit apprehensive, you know.
Yeah, well...
Never sure how he's going to...
After our last visits antics, you never know what's going to happen.
I was proper nervous that day. I remember feeling almost sick with, like, nerves.
You all right, Scott? Hi, mate, how are you? This is Paul, the landlord. Hello, nice to meet you.
The High Court Sheriff, Scott Hines, and his men will lead the eviction. His wife and 2 children have just 30 minutes to leave the property.
Hello. You got any keys?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, you've got a key on the other side. So
Has he?
Yeah.
Was he? He's definitely in there.
Definitely in there. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, just speak to me though.
No, not big truth.
I'm Bailey. Sir, you understand what's happening this morning?
I understand. Okay.
You ready to leave for me?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I'm going to come in, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. It's my work lady.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine, but she
Yeah,
still has
please,
to leave.
Okay.
Okay, leave the door.
Please, please,
Yeah.
please.
Okay, well, they can stay there. If
No,
he
okay,
wants,
no problem.
If he wants to come in, he
Oh,
can.
sorry, can I come in with him?
You
come in, come in. Come and sit. No problem.
So you need to pack up for me, please. Yeah? You can get yourself dressed, get your wife dressed.
Yeah. Okay.
You've got about half an hour.
Okay, look. Where are you going? 1 day, 2 day, 1.
No. I just told you half an hour, it's only 1 week. You don't seem to understand. You're leaving here this morning.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You need to get your wife dressed, get your children awake, and then you all need to leave. He can start changing the locks as soon as he's ready to pull.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Psychologically, you've got to have the locksmith there to start changing the locks, because then it's real, it's happening. And when that started happening, he just did not accept that he had to leave.
Get a bag ready for the children.
Yeah.
You know, whatever the children need, whatever your wife needs. I think you're going away for a couple of days and then you need to leave, please.
15 minutes later, they're still haggling for extra time.
Yeah? You've not got an hour, you've got a half hour. Start packing. Time's ticking away.
I just don't understand how they think they can just carry on living without, they know they're not paying rent, they know this is going to happen at some point, but they still try and want more time. For what?
Let's get these suitcases and let's start going, please. But come on, then, time to go, please. Let's go. You can stand there insulting me. Come on. Let's start leaving, please. Yeah? You start shouting at me, you're going to start leaving a lot quicker. Come on. What? Get your hands off me now. Okay?
He's losing it. He's getting aggressive.
Give me 10 minutes! 10 minutes!
Give him 5 minutes.
10 minutes!
Give him 10 minutes. Scott, give him 10 minutes. Give him 10 minutes. Give him 10 minutes.
He just apologised.
I thought giving him an extra 10 minutes might calm him down a little bit. He was like that with us in the last visit.
By 8 a.m, his family are out on the street. If they want the rest of their belongings, they'll now have to ask their ex-landlord for permission.
I felt really conflicted at the eviction. I was like, oh my God, we're throwing out this family.
Within 7 days, not a problem, but ideally as soon as possible, make an appointment, and then they will be in here to let you in to take the rest of the stuff.
I remember toughening up a bit at that stage.
We're just doing our job, you understand?
You know, it's nothing that they've done wrong. Just because of the actions of him, you know, he's put his family in this position.
Inside, Scott and the bailiff's job is done, and Paul Bloom finally has his flat back.
I just need a signature for possession. I'm going to sign this there for me, please.
Well done, you've done a great job, Scott.
Okay,
well done,
thanks
mate.
a lot.
Well done.
I'll see you all later, yeah?
In a way, it feels a bit funny because you kind of, it's been so sort of long. The whole process has taken so long to get back in here, and still got a load of their crap here that they need to come back and get it. It was an awful day, and I felt terrible doing it, but I needed to do it for me. I've got family to protect, and I needed to get my property back. And why should I let that go for the sake of being sympathetic to someone that has ripped me off?
Two years have passed since the eviction. Paul Bloom is returning, to show Paul Champlina what the flat looks like today.
Hi, Paul. Nice to see you.
You all right?
Good.
Got this brings back memories.
Scene of the crime.
The worst thing was he spat at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, who likes being spat at? It was quite hard. I had to really bite my lip and keep my composure because that was.
I'd already gone.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
You've got quick legs.
Yeah.
No, I mean, someone spitting at you, that's just a no-no.
Yeah.
After a £5,000 refurb, Paul found new tenants and has had no trouble since.
Wow. My God.
Completely different, right?
Amazing.
Yeah.
And all this furniture's all new furniture.
Yeah, because I had to throw everything out. I mean, there was not. I don't think I was able to keep one thing. Obviously, tenants bought all his new furniture, which makes it fantastic.
It's lovely. It's really done nice.
Looks really good.
Well, actually, Paul, you've got a really good tenant in there. You've got to keep them as long as possible. See, he's really done the place up really nicely. That's really good. So I'm pleased it's all worked out.
Me too.
Looking forward, not behind.
Absolutely.
Okay, mate. Let's go. No problem at all.
And I'll see you at Spurs.
I'll see you at Spurs.
Next,
Sheriff's office!
in Liverpool,
Collect your stuff up. Just leave straight away.
Look at that. Disgrace.
What a bonny rabbit.
and in Darwen.
It's not got no food neither. Oh, this is well bad.
Letting agent Paul Ainsworth-Lord manages over 800 rental properties on behalf of local landlords.
So I got a call from one of my landlords who we do a bit of work for. He's got a problem with a tenant.
The landlord, a gas engineer, is owed nearly £5,000 by his tenant, and he's desperate to get her out.
Great. Well, you all right? How you doing? Yeah, good, good. I spoke to you the other day about this problem you've got with this tenant. Tell me about it. What's crack?
Spot paying.
12 months down the line.
Down the line, she's not answering phone calls, not answering nothing.
And have you had any rent in that 12 months?
I've nothing to offer. Tried to get in touch with her. She's not answering phone. She won't let us in. The chain's lock on door. She's screwed all that's about shut. And I think there's a big dog in there, you know. Big nasty dog.
What sort of dog?
I don't know what my friend it was.
So what do you want me to do?
Try and get her out and recover some money back.
What makes this all the more galling for the landlord is that his tenant used to be a family friend.
It turns out he's done her a favour because there's some connection between her and some family member. And when there's tenancies and rental properties being rented to people where there's connections with friends or family, I can usually say 8 times out of 10 there's going to be trouble.
5 days later, Paul and his colleague Sally are on their way to serve a non-paying tenant with an eviction notice.
What we're doing is we're just telling them we're going to change the locks. We need them to communicate with us to get a reaction. So we can get talking to her again. We can come to some arrangement that suits everybody and they leave sort of peacefully, you know. Once the penny drops, most people will leave before they get the court paperwork. They realise, hang on, something serious is about to happen. But this one, well, I wasn't sure if she was going to do or not.
Two months later, and Paul's had no response from the tenant.
We've been ringing her, we've wrote to her. We're still not making headway. It looks as though we're going to have to do the court process. Just want her out, really.
Today, he's checking to see if she's left.
We did have a report from a neighbour saying they thought they saw him moving out, so... When I'm knocking at a door, if there's no sign of life, you know, I always try the handle. You have to do, because, I don't know, they might have fell downstairs and be unconscious. You just never know. Hello? Hello? Oh, what a bonny rabbit. It's not got no food neither. Oh, this is well bad. There you go.
Paul's unsure whether the tenant has left the house or just gone away for a few days.
When I get these sort of situations, we check the fridge because, you know, you look for the milk. We got things out of date in the fridge. There's food, you know, well out of date. 3rd of November on the milk. Milk's always the giveaway because everyone uses milk for the brews, don't they? So I think it's pretty fair to say that they're probably gone. I think we've enough grounds to potentially take possession. Hey, Sal, can you print off the system the abandonment notices? I'm thinking happy days. Phew, Christmas has come early. She's gone, she's done one. Well, that saves a lot of hassle. However, things didn't pan out as we thought they might. A few days later, we get a phone call, and it's the tenant on the phone. With a baby, in a pram, outside the house, couldn't get in. So Sally rings me, she says, oh, that tenant's on the phone, she's outside the house, can't get in, he's chucking it down, she wants to get in the house. I'm gonna have to go and let her in. I'm thinking, oh, for God's sake.
Legally, the landlord has no choice but to hand her back the keys. Now, Paul and colleague Sally are returning to the property to make the tenant an offer, hoping to avoid a lengthy court case.
You know the court process has started, so we don't want to see that through unnecessarily. I presume you're going to need some money to get your next house, aren't you? Well, how about if we were to help you on your next move?
Paul's offer of cash falls on deaf ears. Two months later, the landlord decides to cut his losses.
Poor guy with his wits' ends, you know, I could see him in his face, the frustration. He'd had enough. He'd had enough well before this point. He just wanted shut.
He's getting out of the renting game and has sold the property at a discount, with the sitting tenant included.
I matched him with a buyer. Buyer's got a good deal. Got rid of his migraine. Because it's not a headache, it's a migraine now.
It's just after dawn in Liverpool. Today, the squatters who've taken over this 19th century church are set to be evicted. Lawyer Chris Sharpe has won a possession order on behalf of its leaseholders, Reverend Sarpong and Ibrahim Farouk.
Morning. How are you? All right?
Good, thanks.
Yeah?
Good.
Well, finally, the morning's come.
Yes.
Very early, I know, but it's always the best way.
It is.
Catch people unaware, and also, with it being so early, might be a bit of commotion. Best that there's no masses watching as well.
They've been tipped off. There are up to 20 squatters living in the church. So Chris has brought in a large team of High Court sheriffs to carry out the eviction.
Mark, good to see you again.
Yeah, Evictions like this can turn nasty.
We'll basically follow Mark's lead. Simple as that. Okay. If he says, stay there, we stay there.
Yeah. Best thing for you to do is just stand the other side of the road, maybe, and just watch whatever's going on until we've got control of it. But it's a big old building. So.
Tensions are high. The reverends are nervous, I'm nervous, I dare say the sheriffs are even nervous.
You just got to be on your toes, really. Expect the worst, and then if it's any better than that, you've had a result, haven't you? I can't see anything behind it, no barricades or anything.
Once we're in, hopefully it should be over in a few minutes. Hopefully.
Get the red.
You always know the sheriffs mean business when they call for the ram. That right, yeah?
Yeah, that's where the lock is. Oh, okay.
If nothing else, it should wake them up if they're in there.
They finally have access, but still, no idea who or what waits inside.
Sheriff's office!
Yeah. Oh, hi. Got written possession for this address? Yeah, you need to pack your stuff up. You need to leave straight away. Yeah. Any issues you'll be removed. Yeah, but if you just get on with it, it's fine. How many people in here? 2. What, in this room?
Well, that one.
That one and this one. Right.
Morning.
Morning.
Right, how long have I got to pack up my stuff?
Well, pretty much half an hour. You've had several months, so
Yeah.
half an hour, yeah?
Yeah, okay then.
To show just how organised these people are, they've got a little crib sheet here. If the cops come to the door, here's what to say, or not to say.
There are far fewer squatters today than Chris had feared, but it's clear that many more people had been living in the church.
There's lots of rooms in here. I think there's been tens of people here from time to time. Oh, just look at that, look at that. Disgrace. Oh, it stinks as well.
As the 2 remaining squatters pack their belongings, Reverend Sarpong and Ibrahim enter their church for the first time.
Popular business religion.
You okay, mate?
Hello, how's it going there?
Yeah, great, yeah. You okay?
How are you?
Fine, thank you, fine, thank you, yeah. Sorry we have to get to this point.
I know, you've got to do what you got to do, eh?
Yeah.
I've been here since September last year, so yes, it's been a while. I was sleeping rough after my universal credit was stopped, you know.
The squatter, Mike, has been living here for almost a year.
It's felt like my home, yeah. It feels nice. My goal is to survive as best I can, to be safe, to be happy, and just, you know, just make the best of things in general. Lots of empty buildings in Liverpool, so, you know, we'll find somewhere quite easily.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Really happy, mate. How are you?
Oh, good,
Yeah.
good. I will invite you to come and have service with us.
You're a funny man. I understand 11 million homeless people across Europe and 3 to 4 million empty homes. I understand, yeah, I understand very well.
For what you've done, you should be apologizing to the community. You get what I mean?
It's fantastic, really top stuff. Very compassionate, I feel a very warm country. And yourselves really make me feel very warm. Especially this man, very friendly looking.
These are just greedy guys, that's who they are. Very selfish guys, you know. They're not even feeling the remorse for what they've done. I mean, it's just not on. This is not on.
You have mixed emotions. You've got to remain absolutely focused on the professional part of it. But you still have an emotional reaction to this. You know, these guys, they weren't hurting anybody, but they were preventing our clients to carry out their dream.
It was never a crazy party place or anything like this. It was purely sanctuary for people who, desperate people. I left the rat race to try and help make the world a better place, raise the conscience of the human family. That's what I've spent over 20 years doing. And to me, it's criminal that any system can leave properties empty for a long time and people on the streets. Right, are you done, Dave?
Good luck. Thanks. Have a nice day.
Like.
8 months later than planned, and the Reverends finally have their church back.
Okay?
All right.
No problem.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Great.
But there's a huge job to be done before they can open their ministry and community centre.
Look at the mess.
It's a mess. You look up, it looks wonderful. You look down, shudder a little bit, don't you? I think all that leaves for me to say is good luck, because I know you've got one hell of a job ahead of you here.
Yeah,
thank you. Okay, I'll see you again. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
It's quite a lot of work. We never expected this, to be honest. It's come as a shock, but we're going to get there. The most important thing is getting the building. The rest will come.
Congratulations.
We are finally there.
Yes.
Next.
Oh, it stinks.
In Darwen.
Oh, blimey. Here we go.
And in Liverpool.
He used to squat in this room. Are you surprised?
Yes, I am.
It's been over a year since squatters were evicted from a Liverpool church. And it's now formally open.
Our first service, the place was packed, and I was so excited to have this kind of building to preach. My spirit was on high, and people come here to receive prayers about healing and christening, marriage blessings. All this have been taking place.
It took over 3 months and 2 full skips to clear the rubbish.
Yeah, there was no roof over there, and the pigeons, that was their access to the room, the building. Here alone was even mess, and you can't even believe that today we are standing here breathing good air. The air over here was really bad. Even when you open the main entrance, it just welcomes you with a strong form of odor, but now this place looks very clean, tidy.
We'll try to see what we can do to restore the building back to its former glory. It's an iconic building that I'm sure the entire community will benefit from, and we're looking forward to working in collaboration so that the building will be open for everyone who may so wish to come.
The church offers meals to the homeless 5 days a week, and its doors are even open to the squatters who once live here, like Mike.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you, and you? Good to see you.
Yes.
Long time.
Yes.
How is everything?
Things are improving, I've got some steady employment.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. He used to squat in this room, and now we have...
Oh, wow! It's lovely. Very nice. Very nice indeed, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Good. Are you surprised?
Yes, I am.
Oh, good.
It's excellent.
The room is now used for Sunday school.
It's being well cared for. The building is greatly improved. I think so.
Good.
I'm impressed.
A year has passed, and Paul is returning to the property that was sold on to a new landlord with a sitting tenant. Paul has finally managed to persuade the tenant, who wasn't paying any rent, to leave, but he doesn't know what kind of condition she's left it in.
In all, she lived in this house about 2 years, never paid any rent. So the first landlord, it took a burn at 18, 20 months, and the new landlord has had no rent in the 4 months he owned it, which we're not overly worried about. Main job was to get the house back. It's a cracking deal for the new landlord. Providing she's not trashed the house and things like ripped the boiler out and wrecked it, because that gets expensive.
Paul and the new owner need to figure out how much it's going to cost to refurbish the flat and get it back on the market.
Hey up. Oh, it stinks. God. She's left a right mess. No big deal, let's get new carpets anyway. Oh, blimey, here we go. So she left us a right mess to deal with here. We're looking at a couple of skips at least, I think. All the money she saved, never paying rent, she's obviously had enough money to go and buy another lot of furniture, hasn't she, on a new house? I'll tell you. How far to live. Smashed out mirror. Oh, yeah. Let's block the toilet up before we go, eh? People do that just to be nasty. Out of spite. It's not enough that she hasn't paid her rent for, 2 years. But you see, that is spite. I can't get in this right below my neck. Thinking hell. Jeez. God. That's what's left of the rabbit hutch, the rabbit cage and the shavings. It's like she's chucked all stuff in here before she's done one. To cut back on the cream cakes. This explains the mess. Self-raising flower. Just nastiness, that, isn't it? Nice girl, eh? So, ordinarily on a situation like this, this would be horrific for a landlord to hear. But with this landlord, he's going to be over the moon. The fact she's gone, a couple of lads and a skip or two, and we're sorted. Make it nice again. Finally got the house back. Good news.
The clean-up costs more than £6,000, and Paul now has a new tenant lined up to move in next month.